Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you all had a successful Monday and are looking forward to an even more successful Tuesday. Let's jump over to the calendar, see what we have going on today. It's a no news Tuesday. So a quiet day on the news front. We'll just be looking for that liquidity injection at the 9:30 open. Alrighty, let's jump over to the charts. And a friendly reminder to please subscribe to the channel, guys. Share the channel far and wide. And be sure to turn on the notification icon. That way you always know when I'm dropping a new video. We do these daily. Give our insights pre-market every single day. And there's generally plenty of value to be found here as well. So be sure to share the channel with your trading buddies and let the community know. Let's have a look at the chart here on NQ on the daily. I'm starting to see this move lower. You see that pop up there. That was a nice short trade during London. We'll jump down and have a look at that. But for now, having a look at the daily chart. At the moment, looking at where price might be drawing to, looks to me like we might be heading towards this daily low, which is also aligned with this daily bullish FVG. If price continues to expand today, it could see us putting in the, potentially Tuesday low of the week or midweek reversal on Wednesday, and look for price to continue higher from there. For now, looking for price to continue to move lower, and we'll drop down to the hourly. We'll see if we have a change in state of delivery, or what potentially could be a change in state of delivery for a move higher. Moving to the hourly. At the moment, we don't have any sign that we might be turning around just yet. We've got, that's not completely true. We've got a swing point candle closure here. So during London session, this is the low that I was looking for price to sweep. Price swept out that low to also a bullish FVG and a balanced price range right through here. We can see that price has respected that price level and has reacted to that. Now, we've got a swing point candle closure. What does that mean? We've got a candle that's closed back inside the range of the previous candle. This gives us insight to order flow that we may potentially see a reversal here. On the hourly, I do want to see at least a closure through bearish FVG here, or a change in the state of delivery. So if we get a structure, get some structure here, and then we get that displacement, that move higher, and we get that change in state of delivery. So that's what I'll be looking for here on the hourly. If we don't get that, or a close through, then I'm looking for price. And what we may even see, if I just remove that, which is possibly more likely, is we tap back up into this bearish FVG if we can find some legs there, and then continue to seek out this low. So that's what I'm looking for, would be the low here. Jumping over to ES. Similar story with ES. And of course, guys, remember you can grab your Apex and Tradeify evals. Both discounted right now. 50% off for Apex, 30% off for existing users, 40% off for first-time users with Tradeify. Code Jimmy for Apex, code Jimmy Trades for Tradeify. Looking for price to reach down here. into this bullish FEG here on the daily with ES as well. So we've got some expansion happening here. Very similar story to NQ right now. And we can see what we've done here. We've reacted straight off these opposing candles like we did just here. We couldn't find a way through this level. It's also aligned with a bearish FEG. Price hasn't been able to get through there. And we're continuing to push lower from that level. I like this low here into this bullish FEG as our draw. So I'll go into position myself with a bearish bias for today. Let's drop down to the hourly. Be the same story here for ES as NQ, of course, for the most part, being correlated assets. Coming off the low, swing point candle closure, we've got this bearish FEG. You know, will we tap into that? Potentially even this one. If you have a look at this from a premium discount, if you look at this leg here from the high to the low, this would be in a premium. So price reaching up into the here would make sense for us to then move lower off of that. Right now, let's jump over to oil. Oh, actually, let's jump back to NQ just for a minute. We'll have a look at this trade that was played out during London, which was a very nice little short. I missed it by a couple of minutes, sadly, but it was a valid trade nonetheless. So we had our high time frame point of interest just here, our bearish FEG. The lows were open down here. Price wicked up into that point of interest. And then it was take your pick. We had IFVG for an entry. We had breaker block for an entry. We had, I'm going to put it here, change the state of delivery as your entry. Multiple PD arrays overlapping there for a position to get away. Gave you multiple entries here off the breaker as well before running away. And, you know, I mean, depending where your TP was or your stop, you know, you easily achieved to a quick little recap there. Daily for oil. So I was looking for oil to reach for this low, actually. We didn't get there. We ended up with a swing point candle closure. Took a small loss on oil during New York session yesterday. We'll have a quick look at that. I was looking for price to run the low down here. We didn't get that. We've reacted off this low. Okay. And we've closed back inside the range of this previous, well, this candle here. Then in expansion now. Looking for this high. Oh man, if I do that again, hey. Into this bearish FEG. That'll be our draw. See how price reacts as we move up into that level. We push through this gap now. So that gap's completely closed. Looks like we're going to seek out this low resistance liquidity through here, actually. Very similar to the way gold was set up the other day. With all that low resistance liquidity there. And we're stepping higher here as we step up, we can probably anticipate that if price reaches this level, I'd suggest we'd probably have a pretty good reaction off of that and a reasonably quick move lower. Moving down, I took a 3-minute short. Here we had a London continuation unicorn. Great little setup. Just wasn't out of a POI, so there's no point of interest there. But a great little trade if you were able to catch it. This was the short I took yesterday. It was running for session lows. At least that's what I was chasing. I ended up moving my stop down to here above this swing high. When I noticed that RB being the correlated asset, was reacting to an hourly bullish FVG and looked to be forming a 3-minute unicorn. So at that point in time, I moved my stop to above this swing high just to reduce my risk, and price ended up reversing. So didn't get to those session lows that I was looking for. So we'll move on to the next one. We're going to go bullish today for oil. Jumping over to euro now on the daily. A little bit of consolidation here. Pretty ugly, to be honest. There's absolutely nothing to like there right now. Other than, I guess, respecting this up-closed candle. Okay, we're respecting this up-closed. And see how we've wicked off that after we close through. Now, if I run my fibs from there, then we could look for a target lower. I'd be inclined to look to move lower here with this current formation. We didn't quite get a close through. I would like to have seen a close through here, but we weren't able to get that. This consolidation is pretty ugly. Even if we sweep up here, take out this low resistance liquidity, and we'll see on the hourly. Put those value swings here. But we are in this range right now. So I'm going to want to see price sweep out one side of the range. If we're going to run short, it would be great for price to come up here before moving lower. Going to be neutral for today. We have a target lower if, in fact, price does decide to move lower. Got an hourly change in the state of delivery that's been disrespected. And we've closed through. We haven't immediately rebalanced that at the moment. Now we're using that level as resistance. Just this indecision through here. I'm not a big fan of this price action right now. Let's have a look at Dixie. It's going to be the same, but inversed. Can we undo that? Because I did not want to do that. There we go. Similarly, just chopping around. We are respecting this bearish gap, but there's nothing else really nice here. Failing these opposing candles. Probably look at this 50% level of that little range. See how price reacts there. It's just chopping around. So neutral for Dixie as well. Nothing interesting there for me right now. Moving over to gold. So we're starting to expand again here with gold. Some nice expansion. Let's look for this high. On the hourly, we're still continuing to move higher. There's no change in the state of delivery here just yet. This will be our draw. Lots of low resistance liquidity through here. Ready for price to gobble that up. We'll probably get a pretty quick run through as we move higher. Once we get past these levels here. Bullish for gold. GU, let's have a look here. We didn't get that close through the low here yet. We're still respecting this opposing candle here. This current daily candle might change that a little bit, but we'll see what happens as we if we sweep out this high from the previous day into this balanced price range here, then we can look to run lower. We've got, look at these daily equal lows through here. Let's keep that on as a plan. I'm going to run bullish into New York Open, looking for previous day high to be swept into that balanced price range here. Let's jump over to Bitcoin now. Well, nothing really convincing there with Bitcoin. Honestly, it still looks like we want to move lower. Previous day low for a start. We'll keep an eye on these levels. But I'm looking at a little bit of consolidation here. We're still inside previous day range. And at the moment, previous day low is probably the low hanging fruit. If we look at the 50% level, we've moved through that of the previous day's range at the moment. We are just in this little bit of consolidation. We'll see if price wants to seek out this low resistance liquidity here. Bearish for Bitcoin. Well, thank you guys for tuning in today. Appreciate you being here. Be sure to drop a comment. Let me know what you think of the videos. If there's anything that you want me to discuss in future videos, I'm happy to try and accommodate where I can. Be sure to join us over in Trade Foundry. We trade at least 4 days of the week. The link is in the description. And we'll catch you over in Trade Foundry. Bye for now.